Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. So I really feel prompted to make this video today. I'm sort of like feeling like I have to. I feel sort of called to just transmit a message to a collective that's going to receive this video. And I don't know why. I feel like this is somebody from your past. I feel like I'm talking to people who have gone through a significant loss recently. And I feel like I'm bringing forth a message that's going to be very, very important for you guys to hear. Maybe it'll garner some hope. I'm definitely getting a little bit of hopeful energy here. Let's see. I'm actually curious. Let's see. So I am getting resistance. I'm going to put these back, but I'm definitely getting some resistance. So there might be somebody from your past. You might be resistant to something. You might be resistant to somebody from your past is what I'm feeling. I feel like you are getting called to learn something from your past experiences and you are being resistant to it. And I haven't looked at the cards yet, but we have successful funding and we have face your financial fears. So I don't necessarily think that this is actually financial. I really think that we're talking about something that's related to your sense of stability. I feel like somebody from your past was offering you a version of stability that you were not really familiar with, that wasn't something that was super aware of. You weren't even aware of this version of stability because the way that you found successful stability in your life was through what you learned from your parents. You were brought up, not necessarily unstably, but you were brought up with a certain version, a certain idea of what stability looks like, and this person didn't have that same version. And I think that this caused a certain separation in the connection. And I think right now you're being encouraged to understand that version of stability. I'm going to read to you what successful funding says. Your idea is divinely guided and supported by the same infinite wisdom of God gave you the idea. Do not allow money concerns to prevent you from turning it into reality. Crowdfunding, partnerships, and other investments are available to help you. So I feel like there was this person in your life who would have liked to have pursued things further with you, but you were very resistant to that idea. Why? Because the collaboration that they wanted to have with you was not really the collaboration you are comfortable. It's not really your comfort zone. That person was asking you to reach out of your comfort zone, to step out of your bubble, and I feel like you were not maybe emotionally ready to do it. And I feel like right now you are being called to reflect upon the situation, to evaluate your capacities and maybe even your growth in regards to the situation. We're not necessarily saying here that this person is right and that you indeed really need to adhere to their idea of stability. What we're saying more here is that it's challenging your idea of stability even in itself, I think. And that's something that's really, really coming in strong with me. So now I'm going to be reading to you guys, face your financial fears. So when you are honest with yourself about fears of success or failure, they can no longer control you. Be free of hidden fears by exposing them to the light of awareness, and you'll realize that you in fact have nothing to fear, and that every successful person has struggled with and released these self-doubts. So I think that when you are being called to get out of your comfort zone, you are very fearful, as the card was very eloquently saying it, right? But I think that, as again, the card, I'm literally just paraphrasing what the card is saying here. I think that you need to sort of step out of that comfort zone, but I want more information. I don't think this is the full picture, so I really want to know a little bit more. I'm going to go in with my tarot to see maybe what does the situation pertain to. So I'm going to be shuffling the deck. All right, so I'm gonna hold it like this. We're trying something a little bit new here. Whoa. Okay. This flew. All right. let's already start with this. So we have like 3 cards that flew right off the bat. So we have the Page of Wands. We have the Page with 2 pages. We have the Page of Coins and the Page of Wand. And we have the Four of Cups. So I was actually just reading these cards for somebody else, and that's actually rather interesting. I actually want to continue pulling from the deck. So I'm getting this image in my head of we call it gogon in Armenian. Basically it's a bud, like a budding plant. I see a budding plant in my head. I really have this image. It's strong. So basically what I'm seeing is that you may be sort of realizing that you are not letting a relationship grow. I think maybe for a long time you were blaming someone for the outcome of a relationship, for the expectations that that person had towards you. And you're sort of suddenly realizing, not suddenly, but slowly but surely, you're gaining more awareness about the situation. And you're realizing where this person comes from. And I don't exactly know what you want to do with it, but I think it's causing you a great deal. It's causing you a great deal of it's making you question. It's making you question your conceptions. It's definitely destabilizing something that seemed really stable within you. It's almost like a reevaluation of your own values. You have all these concepts in your head, and you're sort of saying, well, is this concept really accurate on the grand scheme of things? Is this concept actually what it means? So let's say loyalty, right? We all think of loyalty, and we have our little idea in our head. But you're thinking, okay, I have an idea of loyalty in my head, and is that idea really like accurate? Like, is that really what other people perceive loyalty to be? And if so, am I in the wrong or are they in the wrong? I think that's a really important message here, is that you're really reevaluating certain concepts in your head. And this definitely regards a past situation in which I have a feeling you left it. I really feel like I'm talking to a collective who broke something off, who decided to step away from a certain energy. I'm getting the Hierophant. So literally what I was saying, a reevaluation of values. And this is Taurus energy. This is a very slow energy. It's a very progressive energy that percolates. It's not something that's immediately going to attack you. The a conjuring of different conceptualizations, these new concepts that you're sort of like evaluating in your head and you're slowly integrating into you, they're really happening at a slow pace. They are not rushing in. You are really taking your time. I think you're in a really slower period of your life where you really feel like finally you can breathe. And yeah, you might have a few responsibilities, but I feel like you've gotten at a point where you need to breathe. So you need to breathe. So you're like, okay, I'll take a little break, and because I have to, and I feel like yeah, you're being asked to reevaluate your values. I also think that the Hierophant is a very powerful and grounded card, and I feel like this can definitely cause a certain impression of you being destabilized, but I think that you're not losing your sense of safety. You're not losing your sense of self. What you're going through right now is an upgrade. You're going through an improvement of self, and that can seem really scary, that can seem really foreign, but it's not really destabilizing. It's just improving upon what you already have. So I think you are improving upon what you really have, and also you're realizing that some things just don't work for you, and I think that that's really good. And I think that this situation that you were in is really elucidating this. It's really clarifying, hey, like, my old pattern there, like, I just really don't want it, and I want to move past it. And I think this is a really healthy energy. I think you are learning to be more, to ration. You're learning to ration. I'm really getting with the Knave of Coins that you're learning to ration. You are learning to take things not in an obsessive way. You are learning how to take things in small amounts and savor each bite that you get of that thing. So let's say there's this new video game you really like, right? Well, a really obsessive energy, an energy that's really quick with it, is not going to Knave of Coins. It's going to reverse Knave of Coins. It's going to go, I want it right away, and I'm going to really, really indulge in it and completely just like eat it up until I'm completely fed up with it. But I think right now what you're doing is you have a lot of enthusiasm about life. You have a lot of enthusiasm about your future and about new things that are appearing in front of you. And you are learning to really take it slowly, to take things one at a time. And if you like a certain situation specifically, you're learning not to fully attach to it, not to grapple it, not to completely just like suck the blood out of the situation really profusely. And I think that this comes from this previous relationship you were in, because I think that this was a problem. This was a problematic pattern you had. You tried to bite off more than you could chew. And I think that now you're entering, I don't necessarily think it's a new relationship. It could be a new relationship, don't get me wrong, but I think it's just a new situation in general where you're forced to sort of say, okay, let's chill the fuck out. And I think that that's really, really healthy. I'm also getting, yeah, I'm definitely getting enthusiasm. I'm getting action. I'm getting strategic action, though. I am not getting action that is extremely rash, and I'm definitely getting the sport energy here. Again, confirmation for what I was saying. We're going to be picking more cards. I really want to work with my archetype deck. I love this deck so much. It's so underrated, and I don't see a lot of people using it, but it really does clarify so many things, and it speaks upon realities that aren't necessarily commented upon in just like traditional decks. So I'm definitely using this. We are gonna pick from it, and we're gonna see what the hell is going on. 11-11. So yeah, I really do feel like we need to look into this. Okay, I picked a rescuer. So we're gonna be like a savior complex that we're working through here. What are you learning through this relationship? Okay, let's separate it here. I'm so excited actually to see what the hell is gonna come out. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. I'm getting forgetfulness. There's something about forgetfulness. I think flakiness, maybe. Forgetfulness, flakiness is an important like thing. Maybe you felt that the other person was being a bit flaky towards you, but you realized that you were actually being the flaky one. I think that you were external. Oh, wow. I think that, yes, absolutely. Student is what I'm feeling. I feel like you were like, okay, that person is doing this, that, and I really don't like it. And then you realize, wait, but I'm doing it as well. So why am I criticizing that person? And then you realize, wait, not only am I doing it as well, I'm doing it more than the other person I'm criticizing. And I think that you are realizing that this isn't even just about the relationship itself. It's about a general observation that can be made about your life. I feel like you are exhibiting behavioral patterns that are very flaky and that are very unreliable, and you're sort of realizing in what ways you're unreliable, and you're saying, wait, hold up, this is actually really good. You're not even taking it maybe in a really critical way, like maybe in the past you've been very critical about yourself, you've been very hard on yourself. I think this is not as bad. I think that you are not necessarily fond of what you've done, but I do of what you've not done, even of how flaky you've been in certain situations. But I think that you are learning to grow without putting pressure upon yourself. And I think that this is something that you learned from that other person, right? And this is why I'm getting student. I'm getting student because I feel like in a certain way, that person was exhibiting, yes, unhealthy patterns, but I feel that they were doing it in a really masterful way, in that they were exhibiting unhealthy patterns, but they knew that those patterns were unhealthy, and you could actively see that they were trying to rid themselves of the patterns, right? So that's sort of like the teacher energy that I'm getting, is that the teacher is maybe going to make a mistake, but then they're going to rectify, they're going to work on it, and they're really, really going to get at it. And I feel like you're kind of their student at the moment, right? And I think that you might feel a bit of resentment towards yourself, but also towards them, for not pointing it out, for not noticing it earlier, for not, for not acting earlier. And that would make sense, especially if right now this is a no contact situation. But I'm letting you know that this is really where you have to be right now. You have to be in the space of, this person exhibited such and such behavior, and I'm criticizing that person, but what does this say about me? And am I criticizing this person from a space of not lack, from a space of like not Am I criticizing this person all the while exhibiting the behavior that that person is doing too, right? Because we get angry at people for doing stuff that we do as well, right? If we recognize something in somebody, it's because we recognize it in ourselves at a certain level of consciousness, and that's super important. This is reversed. So I'm gonna read the shadow attributes to you. Arrogance in the pursuit of destructive knowledge, unwillingness to translate knowledge into action. Arrogance is literally what I was feeling, right? I was low-key insinuating that as well. No more arrogance. You're not looking down upon that person. You're sort of leveling yourself with that person, and you're realizing, wait, I'm just as bad as they are in ways that they're bad as well, and I need to work on it. I think it's interesting too that you don't really care what the other person does, to a certain extent. To be honest, you're just like, that person, their growth is they're responsible for it, but my growth is my responsibility, and I just need to work on that. And I feel like you would love to meet up with this person again, but it's not the priority. It's not why you're learning this lesson, and I think you know that. We also have thief. Again, sideways, I'm reading the shadow attributes. Stealing money, creative ideas, affection, or other powers you think you lack. Right, I feel like right now, though, I really want to warn you, don't fall in. There's a lot of finance. Don't fall into this mindset of, oh, this person has a lot more than I have. No, that's not necessarily true in this situation. What is true, what I'm getting in this situation, is that you guys both have very different things. You guys have more in some areas, more in other areas, and it sort of balances itself out. I don't know why. I'm not really seeing any relationship cards per se, but I do feel that this is about an ex, intuitively. Um, Maybe that's also a reflection of my own like situations in my life, but I definitely feel that this is a situation in the past that was yeah, I mean, like an intimate connection, right? I don't think this is like a financial thing at all. I'm gonna pick another card. We're gonna see what the hell is going on. I'm gonna pick it from this deck here. I love the little vampire deck. I love me some good tapping in a tarot reading. It's always the best thing. But anyways, so let's pick from this deck to see what the hell is going on. Yalla. Okay, let's choose what the hell is going on. I'm gonna shuffle. I don't use this deck that often, so I'm still sort of like en formation. I'm still training myself to learn about the cards in this deck, so I might resort to the guidebook, which is like standing, not laying right there, I guess. Okay. It's so hard to... And I am getting resistance. I said that in the beginning. I didn't follow up. I'm getting resistance in the sense that, oh, from you. Yeah, from you. Maybe even from this person a little bit, but I'm especially getting that this is a you message. Wow. Primal. Connecting. Deep within. Sacred dance. Instinct. I'm gonna put these back. I love this energy. Right off the bat, I fucking love your energy right now. I think you're doing amazing, sweetheart. I think you're doing so good, dear. Like, for real. Pat on the fucking back for you, Jesus. I'm gonna read it to you, okay? Blessing. Your body loves movement and is asking you to experience the primal joy of dancing freely, wildly, and with every cell in your body alight with joy. Curse. You may feel self-conscious. Les vampires speak. We say so many things about ourselves. I think sex could have been really healing in this relationship, and I think that you're looking back at the sexual experiences that you had in this relationship. Yo, what was hiding? Compassion. 13 and 14, compassion. That's so fucking weird. Empathy, simpático, kindness. ¿Por qué simpático? Vamos a ver en el libro por qué tenemos simpático. So weird. This is an opportunity to change your mind about who has compassion within their heart and who is a caring being. Wow. Just that, I understand what I need to say here, but I'm going to read it for you. For the great nurturing tenderness and yearning to ease the misery in the world through being kind to you at this time will come through an unexpected source. Great goodness. You're realizing how healing the sex was with this person. You're looking back at it and you're just realizing how safe it made you feel and how unsafe you feel without it. And I think that it falls into this gradual sort of problem. Huh. No, I need tarot. That really does uncover a lot. Wait. Servant. Light attribute, delight in serving others. You are realizing that this person was so giving. You are finally noticing how giving this person was to you. And I think that that person was really giving through sex. I think that person was really, really giving through sex. And it's causing you a bit of insecurity in regards to how much you can give in the future and how much you gave in this connection as well, right? You're afraid of repeating the same pattern in other connections. And I'm here to say that under all of this, okay, well, literally, when I picked this card was hiding underneath it. It was literally stuck to it. So I think that you need to assess when giving is from a place of authenticity or from a place of dependency. I think this is a big message I'm getting in this part of the reading. When are you actually being compassionate and caring towards somebody, right? Number 14, compassion. And when are you doing it from a space of duty or responsibility or dependency or feeling that you have to do something for the other person? I think that's going to tell you a lot about your own self and what you need to weed out from your life or not. Because I think that if you're not doing it compassionately, then you're not doing authentically. And we're all reaching to be as authentic as how giving this person was. Because that person gave to you. Yo, that person is not the enemy here. I'm really calling everyone out in this. I'm calling this entire collective out. Like, don't demonize this person. This person was not the demon. I feel like I'm speaking to some people from my past. Anyways, this is an opportunity to change your mind about who's compassion. For the great nurturing tenderness and yearning to ease the misery in the world through being kind to you in this time will come through at an unexpected source. Yeah, I feel like you're internalizing what this person gave to you a lot. And that's really beautiful. And that's really all I'm getting. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading, and I'll see you next reading. Goodbye, dears.